This is the ultimate guide on how to write an essay outline for university students. Essay outlines are powerful because they make writing our actual essays easier and faster. I'm going to highlight the key points that you need to include in each of your sections, so the introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion, and I'm going to step you through how to complete an essay outline for each of them. Let's get started with the introduction. First of all, we want to put down what our overall theme is, so the overall topic of the essay. For example, maybe it's the impact of regular exercise on academic performance. We will put that down here. We then want to put down our background context, and that's where we identify any key terms or arguments, theories, or paradigms on our topic. I find it best to always complete that section in bullet point form. We're then going to put our thesis statement. Now for this section, I find it best to write a complete sentence so that when we come to write the essay, we can just copy and paste it right in. Next on our essay outline, we want to put down our signpost sentences. We just want to put a bullet point down for each of the key points or key themes or arguments that we're going to discuss in our body paragraphs. How many signpost sentences you will need will depend on how many paragraphs you have in your body section. So for example, if you have 3 paragraphs in your body section, you'll need 3 signpost sentences. Now, if you're not sure how many body paragraphs you should actually have, don't worry, we're going to cover that now. Your body paragraphs should take up between 60 and 80% of your total word count. For example, if your essay was 1,000 words, then you'll need at least 600 words for your body paragraphs, which means you'll have between 3 and 4 paragraphs. Let's complete the essay outline for our body section now. It's important that we complete an outline for every single paragraph and not just one for the entire body section. And that's because we're going to include the key citations that we need for each of our key points. For the first paragraph, we want to put in the theme. What is that topic that we're going to discuss in that body paragraph? Then we want to put down what the key point is. Every paragraph in your body section should have between 1 and 2 key points related to the overarching key theme of that paragraph. Now, the first key point that we usually introduce in our body paragraph provides more detail, information, or background context to that key point. We want to put down what that key point is. You can use bullet point form or sentence form. Then we want to put down the evidence for our first key point. Now, it doesn't matter how many pieces of evidence you can have 1 or 10, but you have to have at least one. So it could be a quote or a description or data. Once we've written down that evidence, then we want to put the citations. Now, those citations are the ones that are linked with the evidence. That way we have them ready and we know where we're going to use them in our essay. Then we want to move on to key point number 2. We're still in the first paragraph of our body section. The second key point doesn't just provide more detail or more information. You can, but usually what's more beneficial for your essay in terms of making it easier for you to write and also getting better marks is to provide a comparison or some analysis. So that's the power of having 2 separate key points in the same paragraph. Then we want to provide the evidence for that key point number 2, exactly the same thing that we did for key point number 1. So we're going to provide that evidence, whether that's that quote, description, or data. And then we want to put the citations down that is linked with that key point number 2. That's one entire paragraph. By using this structure, we're then able to complete the exact same template for each paragraph, identifying the theme, key point 1, evidence, citations on repeat. Once you've completed the outline for each of your body paragraphs, we can move on to the conclusion section. The conclusion section is made up of 2 parts. It needs to synthesize all of your body paragraphs together. Then we need to include the final statement, which is also the future statement. For the essay outline, there's only 2 sections to match those 2 key points that we need to include. So for the synthesis, you want to write down what the outcome of your essay was. What was the whole point that you came out with at the end? You also want to include here 1 or 2 bullet points why your essay is important. Then in the last section, your final statement, you want to put down, I find it best to put these in bullet point form, any future suggestions, implications, practical applications that your essay has come up with. You can also include questions or calls to action as well. That's absolutely fine because they relate to the future. By putting the final statement last, it also allows your essay to end on a strong, positive note. And one last thing before I forget is that in your essay outline, when you're writing your evidence and your citations, if you realize that you need more information, stop writing your essay outline and go and do a little bit more research and then add it in and then keep going. There's nothing wrong with stopping and starting writing your essay outline because it allows you to have a complete essay outline finished before you start writing your essay. That way, when you start writing your essay, you don't have to stop. You can just get it all done in one go because you've already got everything you need to write it.